Joanne Hilferty and I chair the Vocational Committee. And the goal of the committee is to help everyone in our programs have a chance to achieve independence and dignity through work. And we focus on providing advocacy to ensure that there's funding and opportunities for those individuals. And it's been an interesting and challenging year. The Executive Office of Health and Human Services made a decision more than a year ago to consolidate and change all of the funding for vocational services for the Mass Rehab Commission, the Department of Developmental Services, the Department of Transitional Services, and the Office of Mental Health until they cut out all of their programs, but to consolidate them under a comprehensive integrated employment services program that was structured in a way that was very different from prior services. And when we were at the convention last time, I remember everyone involved in responding to that looking frazzled and pulling out their hair, because it was a rather Kafka-esque kind of RFP. And we were asked to respond before the rates were recommended, and the rates came out afterwards. But the committee continued to, one, support individual organizations as they responded, two, weigh in on the rates, and then three, as the implementation unrolled in a rather raggedy way, to weigh in with the Executive Office of Health and Human Services and the individual departments to make a difficult implementation a little bit smoother. And that process has continued as the system has adjusted to a very different way of providing services and being paid for services. At the same time, we experienced some significant cuts in funding for vocational services, whether it be day services or funds through individual departments. And the committee continued to weigh in, work with the Public Policy Committee and the staff of the Providers Council to really help advocate to maintain services, whether it be rehabilitation services or other training services. And while there were cuts, they were less serious than had initially been recommended, and very important not only again for the individuals in vocational programs, but for those in community residents and others that needed the day support. So that was really our second area. And then the third, we continued to advocate for the use of funds for community-based services, and particularly with the Department, or with the Mass Rehab Commission, millions of dollars of stimulus funds were used to increase state staff and increase state equipment, while there were cuts in community-based services. And while we weren't fully successful, we were able to call the question on that and at least have some adjustments and some dollars going into the community. So it has been a very challenging time, and we expect it will continue to be. I'd like to acknowledge the committee because they've done a tremendous amount of work, and that includes Jean Gloss, Jean Goldsberry, Don Kazera, Mary Margaret Moore, Serena Powell, and of course Michael Ripple, who's provided tremendous support. So as we go forward and continue to work on that, I was thinking of Randall's comments of looking to those who are older and wiser, and my family's not Italian with polenta, but my Irish grandmother used to say, I pray to God for better times or the strength to withstand worse. So we're withstanding worse. Thank you.